So, I mean, the right approach, really. And you know, what I hear all the time is, you know, do your research. But the question is, how can you do your research, like, online? Like, what do you do your research? Or do you read a book?
Do your research,
you know what I mean?
on the black market? Like,
Yeah, like, how do you do the research for that stuff?
I mean, God, if anyone was looking to do, I mean, I would say you'd have to find a doctor, but any doctor
The doctor would not ever advise you.
Yeah, but like
that.
any doctor that's going to prescribe something to a young
Right.
kid, I question his or her ethics anyway. So,
Right. Exactly.
you know, I think my advice to especially a lot of young bodybuilders are, you know, you can exhaust, like getting your body to full potential, it's years. I feel like I'm hitting full potential now at 42 years old. I'm 43 in April. And, you know, and I was told, well, you'll hit your full potential at 28. Like, I'm setting PRs at 43. Like, I'm on covers of magazine at 42 years old. Like, I'm doing things with my physique right now that I haven't never been able to do. And it takes a lot of work. So I think sometimes when you hear a 25-year-old just wanting to jump on something, they're taking the easy way out. They're not really thinking about what's going to happen down the road. You know, you got to look at some of these bodybuilders that really struggled, and if you show them a video on that, then I think they'll think a little bit differently.
I feel like people in the fitness and bodybuilding industry are sometimes very conflicted, because on one hand, everybody who I talk to and I ask them a question, do you want to go see a natural bodybuilding show? They say no. And they want to see freaks, as they call them, on stage, right? Those freaks obviously are the people that we're talking about. They take a lot of substances in most cases and are, you know, well over 200 something pounds, 300 pounds, right? But then on the flip side, everybody's saying that the steroids are unhealthy and everybody should be careful and get examined. You know what I mean? So I feel like we're in a very conflicted industry.
I think it's like watching a horror movie. Like, you want to go in and you want to watch it for a thrill. You don't necessarily want to be in the movie. So I think it's most of those people out there that are going for entertainment, but they're not actually thinking, well, you know, I'm supporting something that could potentially be very dangerous to this person's life. But everyone up on stage is an adult. Like, they know what's going on. They know what the repercussions are. They know the bodybuilders that have lost their life. What's I think interesting is to see all the different bodybuilding categories that have, like, you know, arose over the last several years. I mean, you have men's physique, which, you know, came on, what did that start? 2010, 2013, right around there, so around that age. I mean, I remember the guys who were competing in it. And then you just recently have classic physique, which, when I heard, because I train at Bev's out in Long Island a lot, is I heard it was more of like the Arnold looking era.
You train there?
Yeah.
At Bev's?
Yeah. So I'm friendly with Steve and all those guys, and that was my home gym. I owe a lot to them. But yeah, so the classic physique era, which just started, that was, you know, something that I think was bringing us back to that retro look, that Reg Park, that Arnold, that Frank Zane, and but now you're starting to see those guys get, you know,
they're pretty big.
Yeah, they're pretty big also. So yeah, I mean, it's interesting. I was at the Olympia on next to the stage this year with Muscle and Fitness, and it was exciting to be there. I enjoyed it. Do I think the talent of the overall bodybuilders are at its highest ever? No, there's no way. Like, you can't tell me those guys on stage, no offense to them, would have beat a Ronnie Coleman, or, you know, I don't think there would have been a shot, or, you know, even if you bring a Dorian up there, or a Lee Haney, or you know, we were just talking about from Vegas, who made the transition, Jay Cutler. I mean, I don't know if those guys would have beat these guys. So, you know, is bodybuilding on the climb in that sense, where I think the physiques are getting better? I wouldn't say that they were.
Why is that, you think? You would think that with the technology and the training advancement and supplements, they would be better, no?
I don't, you know, I've asked some people in the past, and they thought the answer was drugs.
The drugs gotten worse?
Maybe more extreme. Again, I'm going off of specific doctors that I've spoken to about this, but they said some of the drugs have gotten extreme, and maybe it's becoming the Wild West on how they're taking them, or seeing a little bit of that gut distension. So
well, that's been an issue for a long time.
Yeah, it has been, but man, I never saw Flex Wheeler having that gut. You know, he was pretty awesome. Or there was other guys, Lee Haney, man, that was an unbelievable physique. So there were guys up there that we can put up there and just say, wow, like, those guys got back on stage right now. I'm still a fan, but, you know, my opinion of it would get even higher again. So yeah, I want to see it make the comeback. I mean, there's a part of me that still loves the sport. I realize that there's such a potential for what the human body can do. I think coaches are getting a lot smarter nowadays. A lot of these strength and conditioning coaches that I have the privilege of working with, I mean, there's a lot of science being put behind the human body now, rather than just going in and beating out of a muscle group. So that to me is interesting. That's what excites me.